Okay, we're back.
Yes, welcome back, and we're going to look at a subject matter which we started to discuss last week, but we didn't have time to deal with the subject appropriately. Same-sex Marriage Prohibition Act. The president about 2 weeks ago signed a bill that criminalizes same-sex relationships, defying Western pressure over gay rights and provoking U.S. criticism as well as criticism from several other countries. To look at this with us this morning, we have Mr. Akinreti, who is a journalist and a commentator. He's here with us in the studio. Good morning, Mr. Akinreti.
Good morning.
And we have a gay rights activist, Mr. Williams Rashidi, who's going to be joining us via telephone. Mr. Akinreti, what did you think when you heard that the president had signed this bill into law?
I think I was quite elated. I was quite happy that at long last Nigeria has joined the league of countries who has actually saying no to homosexuality or gay rights.
League?
Yes, because
it's a very small league, isn't it?
You can't call it small. 76 is not small. And those who are for, as opposed to 16 countries who have said, let us go ahead with it. Out of those 16, 10 are European countries. And of course, you could actually guess why they need to do that. And of course, why other countries are also doing that. You can also argue for it. And so, signing that bill into law has followed all democratic ethos. We need to understand that. Which means that the bill has gone through first reading, second reading, third reading, and it was passed by both houses of assembly and accepted to by the president. So, and when what the bill has at in all the stages, also the gay rights were given opportunity to also come and hear their own views, why they think that law should not be. And also they were according to B.C. Alimi, one of the head of gay rights movement in Nigeria, he also agreed that they were there. And but of course they were not, maybe they didn't have their way, but minority, have their say.
What would you say to those who have said that this is hardly an issue in Nigeria, that it is not part of our culture, it is unknown in this part, so why did we even spend time on it at all? It was unnecessary. I mean, that Nigeria had other pressing issues than talking about gay rights.
What can be more pressing than something that has to do with the moral fabric of a society? That's another logical question we need to ask ourselves. If people are saying this is what we want, and it has gone through the normal process and it has come to be, and so there is nothing extraordinary about that. In other countries too, where they have legitimized gay rights, it has gone through the same process. And so I would have been saying in those countries that there are more pressing issues for them rather than allowing gay rights to stay. I think it's a little bit illogical. What is important is in the best interest, is it best interest of the majority of people? That is the number one question we should ask ourselves. And another question we should ask, that if those who have said yes, they have the right, why did they make it, why are they not doing it in the open? Why is it so secretive? No, this is our question we also need to ask. We need to ask them. Where it has been organized and make it rare. In the UK, I school in the UK. I know they had a club, and it was boldly written there. So when they say anyone, that's their club. And those who are interested can just walk in there and become a member. But here, it's a little bit more quite secretive. And it's hitting back on that in the fabric of our society.
They don't have a right to secrecy too?
But the harm that is causing, that's what I wanted to just allude to now. There is a growing research that this thing is done out of peer pressure. It's not a natural thing to do. And of course, they know that it's not natural. That is also, they are also calling for certain rights. In Russia now, those gays, lesbians are now calling on government that let us allow us to take care of children. I mean, is that not quite illogical? You don't know what to go through the process, of childbearing, and then you want to raise children. So, can't you see that? And the government is saying, well, the House is still, they're still debating it, and there's going to be a law in Russia that you cannot, if you are not the father of a baby, you are the mother of a baby, there is no way. If you belong to gay rights movements, or you say you want to prize lesbianism, you do not have moral standing to rear a child. That's another kettle of fish altogether. But you see, everyone correctly, I believe that it is more of a cultural issue, it's more of a religious issue, and if you want to stamp the authority of morality within our society, then of course, you know, that law has to stay. Okay, right. So these are so many, you know, there are so many angles to it.
Let's hear.
Finally, sir, just a minute. When we talk about human rights, you should also know that where your own rights ends, the rights of others begins. So it's, you know, but it's their right to do with themselves what they wish, as long as it doesn't disturb you. But it had consequences on this.
Does it disturb you what I do with myself?
Well, no. The point is the act is growing. You know, is growing in a more quite an alarming rate. If it's not curbed, there are so many consequences that we might have with it. In Europe, for example, the issue of procreation, as far as they are concerned, is not mainly an issue. It's not an issue. Okay. And that's more, whoever wants to go to procreation, you are even going to be, there are incentives for you.
Okay, I think we have Williams Rashidi online.
All right.
Okay. Mr. Williams.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.